Hey yo, this is Dash, and I want to tell you exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video coming up. So this is the second time I'm going to be using Johnny 5, my on-site, or the grill that I use for on-site cooking. Johnny 5 is my 5-foot grill table, and I'm at my kids' school, and the first time I used it was a few videos ago. So that video up there was the last time that I used Johnny 5, and I used Johnny 5 for taste tester number 2. They had a movie night, and I was asked to cook hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids and the parents for the movie night. This time I was asked to cook 160 some odd hot dogs. It was 160 hot dogs for the entire school for their Mayfest lunch type thing. So here we go. Here's the video. Hey yo, this is Dash. Get ready. So here I am pulling up, trying to assess the situation. Since there are kids outside, that was not the problem, or that was not the case last time I was here. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't have as much room to turn the van around. I'm just gonna unpack the van and everything right where it is. So this guy, I'm not sure exactly who he was. He was one of the parents, I guess, or the members of the church, but he was trying to be very helpful. A little too helpful, if you ask me. So at the van was the first time. Here's the second time. He's coming over, he's trying to put the charcoal. Oh, what are you doing? I have a specific method on how I'm going to do it. This is the head cook, or the in the kitchen. He and I were talking about how helpful that gentleman was, and I'm like, whoa, man. I kind of told him politely, hey, I got this. I'm here to cook. I'm here to do this. I have a specific way I need to get it done. So thank you, but you know, please just stand off to the side. Now you see I have my weed burner, and I also have my leaf blower. I learned my lesson from the last time that I really needed to get the fire going much faster and not just be patient and allow the charcoal to come up the temperature on its own. I had people waiting last time. This time it was not going to be the case. So you see I have that weed burner going. So I get the coals good and lit, and then I'm going to come back with the with the leaf blower and make sure everything is white hot. Now this doesn't take very long to use the torch and get everything going, but I wanted to make sure that everything was for sure on fire, so that's why I break the torch out. I said I was going to go ahead and let the charcoal do what it was going to do for a few moments. Finish getting everything out of the van. Let's get the leaf blower going. Make sure everything is good and hot. Oh, this is when I went and snuck over and knocked down Mr. Hutch in the dunk tank. I had to get that on film. Anyway. Let's get the grill grate back down in the place where it needs to be. I had to clean off the table. I had a lot of ash on the table from getting the blower going. At this point, I'm just waiting for the coals to come up to temperature really well, getting everything finished, getting everything set up. I think I might move the van, or I might have left the van where it was. Oh, nope, I went inside and got the food. So again, this is the head chef, the in the lunchroom there, and at this point he gave me half of the hot dogs. So this is about 80. No, he gave me all the hot dogs. I only cooked 80 or so hot dogs to start. There's one of the parents from the kids on the basketball team. He stopped and said hi. So I'm just getting the hot dogs laid out. And at this point, I'm putting one of the cotton gloves, or I put one of the cotton gloves underneath that nitro glove because the coals were hot, and I'm putting these hot dogs down by hand, and my hand got hot. So now I'm just putting everything out pretty neatly, getting as many hot dogs as I can onto the grate on the hot side. On this grill, I like to have a little bit of a cool side and a hot side. So I typically only load it up with about half or 2/3 worth of charcoal, so that I still have a cool area to be able to move things if necessary. So now I'm just checking some of the hot dogs and see if they are ready. Some of them are ready to come off or get moved, and we're just gonna go ahead and flip them. I've seen at Nathan's, they have a long pair of tongs that they just scoop under the hot dogs and they flip them over, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. Getting them all flipped, and I start to spread them out once I start flipping them. And it wouldn't be a good cook if someone didn't stand in front of the camera. This is actually the principal of the school. So alright, that didn't take him very long to move out of the way, which is good. So now I'm just kind of moving these hot dogs around, flipping them like not even 90 degrees. And it does not take very long for these hot dogs to cook, well, to be warmed. Again, hot dogs are fully cooked. All you have to do is warm them up. And that's all I was doing for the kids. I wasn't cooking them till they were burnt to a crisp. I wasn't cooking them for adults, which I would put a little bit more color onto the hot dogs. These were for kids. All I was doing really was warming them up, and that's all I did. So this is the first batch of hot dogs just about done. Again, you see me standing back off of the smoke. You can see what direction the smoke is blowing. It's blowing right into my face. So I'm holding my breath while I'm doing this for the most part, standing at the grill, and I stand off, take a breath, let's close that down, take a breath. I don't even think I had the fan. I might have had the fan on, but it was hot. And let's get the hot dogs done. And just finishing up. There's a couple that needed a little bit more heat to them, get a little color on them. And the first batch is done. I take them inside, come on back out. Let's get the rest of them put on the grill. And I think I cooked about 100 of them the first time. I said maybe it was like half. It was a little more than half. So I think I cooked 4 packs of the hot dogs the first time, and they come in packs of 24, so almost 100. And then this was the last bit of them, which was another 75, 80 hot dogs. So get them all on the grill. I kind of moved everything around so it was on the hot spot on the grill, or hottest spot on the grill. And at this point, we're just getting it done. I changed the nitro gloves, trying to get everything kind of cleaned up in between. And I start moving things around. This cook really did not take very long because of the fact that I had that weed burner and the leaf blower to get the coals going. It took far less time for me to get this cook done. I think it took me longer to get to the school and to get home from the school, and I live like 10 minutes away from the school, than it did to actually do this cook. It really took me not very long at all. Again, cooking hot dogs for kids, you don't have to burn them to a crisp, and all you have to do is warm them up, and that was all I did. So it did not take very long, especially like I said, once I got the heat going from the charcoal. So now I'm just kind of taking my time and letting these hot dogs finish. The first batch of hot dogs cooked much faster than the second batch did. The heat was starting to die down, which was surprising to me that it started to die down that as quickly as it did. But just like I said, I got these hot dogs, or just like from the first batch, I got these hot dogs, started getting them in the pan, getting them finished. When I take a step back, that's really me breathing, because that smoke was pretty intense. I had to switch hands because my hand was getting hot using the tongs. And there's a couple more hot dogs that just were a little late to bloom, I guess. All right, well, thank you.
Like say, you're a blessing and a help.
Well, that's what's up, man. To me, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
I was telling Mr. Hellum, it took me longer to get over here and get set up than it did for me to cook those hot dogs. It'll take the grill longer to cool off too. Okay, so now that the hot dogs are all inside, at this point I'm just gonna kind of start getting cleaned up. I'm wiping myself off, getting some of the sweat off of me. Then, time for me to go ahead and get everything broken down. So I take Vanna, I turn Vanna around, and I get it backed up into the space so I could get the grill loaded back up. Let's see, let these kids do what they need to do. And I went to the wrong opening there, and I'm like, all right, you know, I'm not gonna fight with this thing. There's not a lot of room. I'm just gonna hurry up and get it to the point where I can get everything loaded. Got the grill back up on, and yes, the grill was still hot. One of the advantages, or one of the other things I've been asked before, is why don't you put the grill inside of Vanna? Well, if I put the grill inside of Vanna, that would mean I would have to make sure that the grill is cold. I would not want to put the grill inside of Vanna while it's hot, so I can pack it up this way while it's still hot. All right, so there you have it. That was me using the 5-foot grill table that I called Johnny 5, and I use it on 2 separate occasions. They were about 2 weeks. The cooks that I did were about a week and a half, 2 weeks apart, and I learned a lot from the first cook, and I applied a lot of those things to the second cook. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Obviously, anytime I can and will be using the 5-foot grill table, I will be trying to record. Sometimes, some places, some things that I do events for might not necessarily be cool with me using and recording the event. So when or if the next one pops up and I can use the grill table, I will use the grill table, and I'll bring you guys along so that I can show you a little bit of a different aspect and the use of that 5-foot grill table and outdoor events. So again, thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
More butter, baby.